All right, hey guys. I said I was gonna come back and do a Q&A. It has been, oh my goodness, several months, maybe 6 months at the most. Um, anyway, I'm here. I got time to do it. I have already put the babies down. They have taken a bath. They have had their dinner. They are down for the night. So a lot of these questions come from people asking me in public, or a few people asking me on YouTube, or a few asked me on Facebook. It just, depends. I just kind of collected all the questions and wrote them down so I was able to go over them with you guys today. So with that being said, I think I only wrote down about 12 of them because it was a lot and some of them kind of tied together, and I really don't feel like going through all of those. But anyway, with that being said, let's get started. So the first question says, how many kids do you have? Okay, we have 5 kids. The oldest is 11. The middle one, well, he's not really the middle, but the second oldest is 7. And then we have the triplets, as you know, as True Growing Paynes, and they are 1. I thought everybody knew that we had 5, but I'm sorry if you didn't. We do have 5 kids. Next question, do you want any more? No, we do not want any more kids. The last 3, let's just say the last 3 were definitely a blessing, and all the blessing in kids that we needed. We don't want any more. I'm done. We're done. I love them, but I'm done. Let's just leave it at that. All right, so next question is, what is your bedtime routine? Okay, bedtime usually consists of, Lord. Okay, so first we feed them. Then they'll take a bath. They may or may not get a cup, depending on if they're fussing for a cup or not. And we lay them down. Time-wise, from dinner up until bedtime, I would say that takes roughly 2 hours, 2.5 maybe, tops. If you're doing it alone, which sometimes it just depends on the day. If you're doing it by yourself, then it may take a little longer than that, but usually it takes about 2.5 hours, and that's with dinner already being prepared. If I have to actually cook prior to that, basically just add another 45 minutes to an hour, because you can't just take your eyes off of them. You have to actually watch them, as you know, because they are, they're trying to walk. Nobody's really fully walking yet, but they are into everything. So yeah, from about 6 to 8:30, it's basically winding down, trying to get everybody situated so they can eat, take a bath, and go to bed. All right, next question. Is it hard? Yes, it is hard. I never imagined having triplets anyway, on top of having an 11 and a 7-year-old, but it's hard. Some days are great. Some days it's just like, oh my God, like, God, why are you playing tricks on me? Like, did you really think that we can handle this? Or, but we make it through. And those hard days, it's just like, oh Lord, we made it. So yes, It's definitely hard. Next question. What's the hardest part? Okay, well that kind of played into is it hard? So like I said, yeah, it is difficult. I would say the hardest part at this point would be keeping up with everybody, because they all want to be into something, and they all want to be into something different. So you have one want to roam around in the kitchen. You got one that wants to be in the living room. Somebody wants to be in the playroom. And it's just like trying to be in 3 places at once is very difficult. So we've got to the point now where we kind of block them off and try to keep everybody together. But they're getting to the point where now if they are in their walkers, they know how to kind of push the baby gate, because it's a really big one. They know how to push it and get out of their confined area, let's put it that way. So right now I would say that is the hardest part, is just trying to be in more than one place at once. All right, let's see. So the next question I have is, how much do the babies eat? And this is the question that we actually received when they were younger, when we first asked everybody to ask questions. At that time, they were smaller and they were eating about just the average 7-8 ounce bottles at that time. Now that we have gotten them on regular food, they basically eat whenever we eat, but I do feed them more in between, as far as like snacks. So they eat 3 meals a day, 2 snacks, sometimes 3. And that all plays around nap time, because we're trying to get them situated to basically kind of help us out and keep us and them on a schedule. So let's just say they eat a lot. I was the one that was like, oh my goodness, the whole baby food thing, thinking I was gonna go crazy. And it was just like my cabinets, literally one side was just designated to formula, and then we added baby food, cereal. Then it just looked like I had my own little section of a grocery store. Then it got to the point where we got them off of baby food and on table food. And y'all, I really and truly thought that that was gonna be the point where it would get a little easier, but it's not. It's like when we did baby food, I sat everybody in their chairs and I just went one by one, going down the line. Now in their high chairs, feeding them, I put their little food in front of them and let them eat. But they all are picky. Like when it was baby food, you know, they ate whatever I fixed. But now, I don't know if it's a texture thing or what's going on. But it's to the point now where I'll have 2 that will eat something and then 1 that won't. So I have to sit there and figure out, okay, what am I gonna feed this one? Because this baby has to eat also. So they're not big enough to do what our parents probably would have did to us. Like, hey, you know, if you don't eat what I fix you, then you don't eat. So a lot of times we trying to figure out what to give them. Like we had an incident today where they had some chicken nuggets and some fries, and I really think that Noah is getting some more teeth because he will not eat. After he'll eat breakfast, but lunch or dinner he's picky. So I got him to eat lunch, because I gave him some diced fruit, and I don't know if it was because it was soft or if it was cool or what, but he would not eat his chicken nuggets. He would not eat his fries. So tried the whole fruit option and he ate. So I don't know. I was thinking, okay, maybe he's just hurting. But anyway, next question. How many diapers do you go through a day? Oh Lord, a lot. Now I know that's not a thing, but a lot. Let's just put it this way. I bought a case, and not like just a small case from Walmart, but the actual, I just think it's like a jumbo pack or jumbo case or something like that. It's the biggest one you can get. And they're usually like 30 something. For most people, that'll last them for a month, maybe a month and a half. For us, we could do 2 weeks. So literally, every time I pull out diapers, I'm using 3. I'm using 3 at a time out of a pack. A regular pack of diapers, like, I think a pack of Huggies like $8.97 at Walmart. That's pointless to us because we'll go through that in one day. So maybe that'll give y'all an estimate as to actually how many we're actually using. So like I said, that big giant case, it comes like 140 and up in the box. Yeah, we'll use that in 2 to 3 weeks max. It won't last us a month. Now I used to when they were smaller because more diapers came in the case, but now no, it's a no-go. Next question is, do you get a break? When I go to work, I mean, when me and Dad go to work, I guess that would be considered as a break. But really and truly, we kind of alternate, so somebody's always with them because they don't go to daycare. So I guess it depends on who you ask. If I'm off, I'll have them, and if he's off, he'll have them. So really and truly, our breaks are going to work. If it happens to be like a time where both of us are working, then our parents may help out. But as far as like going out on a date or just kind of getting out, going away, just spending some time together, no, not really. And I think the issue with that is a lot of people can't really handle 3 babies at once. And Kaden and Christian, they can take care of themselves, but the youngest 3, they can't. And I don't know if it's a fear or what. I've been told several times that, we not dealt a card of hands that we can't play. Or some people say we not given more than we can handle. And I've learned that us personally, as far as me and Colvin goes, that we can handle them by ourselves. Even if we're, like if it's just me at home or him at home, we can handle them by ourselves. But if somebody else watches them for us, then they can't seem to handle it. And they'll tell us, like, once we come pick them up or whatever, it's like, oh my goodness, I don't know how y'all do it. I don't see, how y'all do it every day. It's so hard. It's so difficult. And yes, it is very difficult, which is why we also try not to ask anybody to help us, because it is difficult and we know how hard it is. And like I said, everybody can't handle it. So it is what it is. All right. All right, was your pregnancy hard? Yes. Well, no. It just depends on what part of the pregnancy you ask about. So the first part of the pregnancy, I think the first 4 months, I was still in shock. Couldn't believe that I was having triplets in the first place. To add to the two that I already had. So to go from 2 to 5 is mind blowing. I did end up on bed rest in August of 18, and I didn't have them until December of 18. So, I mean, not December, I'm sorry. I had them in October of 18. They were due in December of 18. I ended up actually in the hospital on bed rest at the beginning of September. Actually, the Monday after my baby shower, I ended up in the hospital from that day up until the day, 2 weeks after I had them is how long I was in the hospital. So I was in the hospital for about a month and a half. I think that was the hardest part because I had to actually leave the 2 kids that I already had at home, and I had to leave my husband at home, and he had to take care of them by himself and actually kind of do everything. And it was emotional because I kept missing out on activities and stuff they would have at school, or just like family functions. Like I would just miss different stuff, and I was already hormonal anyway, so that was difficult. And many of you probably don't know that I have epilepsy. So me being epileptic already had the pregnancy as a high-risk pregnancy. So that on top of multiples, it was just, the bar was up there. I basically had to be very close to the doctor because nobody with triplets ever really go, hardly ever really go full term, because it's basically too much on your body. I think by the time I was 6-7 months, by the time I was 6 months, I looked like I should have been popped, to be honest with you. I think I was 4 months and I looked like I was about 8 months pregnant compared to some of my friends that were also pregnant at the same time. All right, so would you do it again? Nope. I won't. Trust me. Nope. Anyway, next question. Did you use IVF? Okay, first of all, no, I did not use IVF, but I have gotten that question so many times. And to me, asking that question is so rude because there's so many women out there that suffer from infertility and they have to use that option to get their babies. I feel like it doesn't matter how the babies get here. As long as you can take care of the baby and you actually want the baby and want to love the baby, it shouldn't matter if they got the baby naturally or IVF or, whatever option out there, adoption, whatever. It doesn't matter. I personally did not use any kind of IVF fertilization. We didn't use that. As a matter of fact, if we had to use that, who knows how many babies it actually would have been. But no, we did not use that. But please, y'all, please stop asking people that have multiples if they had to use fertility. I know ladies that have single births that actually have had to use fertility, and they try very hard to have babies, and it's just like, once they are pregnant, that is truly a blessing. So like I said, don't ask nobody that question. It don't matter how the baby get here. The baby got here. Just move on. What's the best part? Okay. So I think the best part would be, and I think that's my last question. I think the best part would be actually being able to watch them grow as little people and experience their little personalities, because each and every one of them have their own personality. Caden is getting to that stage where he's starting to, I guess you would say, smell himself. He's about to hit puberty, a little preteen. Christian has his specialties, because you know he has autism, but he's to the point now, like, he's not letting that define him. Noah, Chandler, and Kalani, they all have their own little personalities, and being able to actually watch them every day grow and strengthen who they are, and just watch them become, you know, the strong, successful little people that they're going to be. That to me is the best part, because I wouldn't want to miss it, and put it that way. No matter how hard it is, that's a part of me where, you know, it's literally a joy. So I can see somebody take their steps. That's a joy. My oldest gets all A's or B's on his report card. That's a joy. My 7-year-old meeting his reading goal, student of the month, stuff like that, you know. Just being their parent, I guess, would be the best part. So with that being said, that is all the questions that I wrote down. Yes, I did skip a few of them, because some of them, y'all don't need to be all up in my business. But the ones that I did feel like answering, I answered. If you did have another question that I did not answer, feel free to drop it in the comment section. But most of all, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all those things. Anything else you guys want to see, or you want us to show you, since they are getting older, I'll be able to actually come on here more. It shouldn't be as hectic. I mean, even if I got to watch y'all, I meant let them run around so y'all can just watch them and see how our everyday life is, because like I said, it's still hectic. But if you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns, whatever you want to call it, feel free to let us know. Other than that, y'all have a great night, and peace out.